And the bottom half is this year's dedication program. Calling your attention to the center of the track, we'd like to recognize Dr. H.J. Davies, whose name appears on the original program as a member of the Board of Education. Dr. Davies has always supported Fredonia High School over the years. And you will find that he continues to do so as his name appears as a contributor on this year's dedication plaque. Program. Of course, this stadium now bears his name as a testament to his contributions to the track and field program over the years. Again, directing your attention to the center of the track, we would like to recognize several members of Cease's family, sons, Dean and Max, and daughter-in-law Marilyn. They not only have their names on the dedication plaque, but also this year directed that funds from the Agnes Pryor Memorial be used to replace the badly deteriorated windows of the press box. People who have worked up here over the years will really appreciate having these new windows. We really thank you for that. There are a couple of other names of individuals who were on that original program who are not with us now, but who wanted to be a part of the fundraising for the new track and made contributions toward that purpose before they died. Many of you will remember Dr. Charles Lafferty and, of course, Ralph Bateman, and you will see their names on the dedication plaque. In the early to middle 1980s, a number of people began talking from time to time of the need for an all-weather track. Those occasional conversations culminated in the formation in the summer of 1986 of the All-Weather Track Club, which from the start till today is nothing more than an informal group of people who were interested in trying to raise some money towards a new track. There were never any officers, nor did anyone involved want recognition. They just wanted a modern track that would allow the schools to keep up with the times and would revitalize interest in the Fredonia Relays as one of the premier track meets in southeast Kansas. As a result of the efforts and hard work of that group of people, one of the most successful fundraising efforts any small town could ever hope for, resulted in more than 300 individuals and organizations contributing a sum with accumulated interest in excess of $53,000 toward a hard surface all-weather metric track. With the support of those funds and the knowledge that a large number of people supported the school board's efforts to improve Pryor Stadium and field, the Fredonia Board of Education authorized improvements and the additional tax necessary to build the new track now before you, together with the accompanying drainage systems, walks, fencing, and lights. The result is a facility second to none, one which should be here for many years to come, and most importantly, one which the students, parents, fans, and patrons of USC 484 can always be proud to have been a part of. USC 484, Board of Education. The plaque will be on display in the concessions area for the rest of the evening for those who would like to see it before it is permanently mounted. In further support of this dedication, a number of the current Fredonia school record holders have agreed to return tonight and be recognized. As I read each person's name, would that person please step forward? I'd like to have all of you come out on the track now, if you would. And as I read your name, step forward while I talk a little about you. And then I would ask the people in the stands to please hold your applause until all the record holders have been introduced.
Dad, where's Mom? Is she running? Is she running, Dad? Yeah, but where's Mom?
Jessica Baker, as a class of 1994, holds the record in the 3,200 meter relay in the time of 10:31.81. She is currently attending the Osho Community College and Independence Community College and is employed by Dr. Reed's office in Independence. She is planning to be married in June of this year. Ron Boyer, class of 1962, holds the record in the 800 meter run with a time of 1:58.6. Now, I might state that all of these times have been converted to metric times. He graduated from Kansas State University with a BS in Wildlife Conservation and from Oklahoma State University with an MS in Zoology. Ron is currently an agricultural environmentalist. He and his wife have 3 children and live in Fredonia. Marcia Compton Klein, class of 1977, holds the record in the 100 meter dash, 12.15, and the 400 meter relay, 49.8. She attended Coffeyville Community College and is employed by the Wilson County Courthouse in the Court Services Office. She and her husband have 2 children and reside in Fredonia. Pamela Porter Dunham, class of 1984, holds the record in the 100 meter hurdles, 15 flat, and the 300 meter hurdles at 47.5. She graduated from Butler County Community College with an Associate of Arts degree and is employed at the Lyon County Appraiser's Office as a cartographer. She and her husband have 2 children and reside in Opie. Laura Zabel Finley, class of 1982, holds the record in the 3,200 meter run with a time of 13:05.3. She currently runs her own child care service. She and her husband have 3 children and reside in Fredonia. Jennifer Florish, class of 1993, holds the record in the 3,200 meter relay with a time of 10:31.81. She is currently attending the University of Kansas. Greg Fulgham, class of 1989, holds the record in the long jump at 23 feet, 3.5 inches, the 100 meter dash is 10.8, and the 400 meter relay is 43.2. Greg currently lives in Wichita. Darren Fulton, class of 1986, holds the record in the 1,600 meter relay with a time of 3:23.6. He also lives in Wichita. Patty Bambick Garrison, class of 1976, holds the record in the 400 meter relay with a time of 49.8. She graduated from Kansas State University with a BS in Recreation Administration and is currently a homemaker. She and her husband have 4 children and reside in Paola. Sean Githens, class of 1985, holds the record in the 3,200 meter relay with a time of 8:16.3. He graduated from Kansas State University with a BS in Agriculture and is employed as the Director of Grounds at Kansas State University. He and his wife live in Manhattan. Cindy Ratcliffe Hughes, class of 1976, holds the record in the 400 meter relay at 49.8 and the 1,600 meter relay 4:12.6. She graduated from Ozark Bible College with a degree in Biblical Science and attended Wichita State University and is employed as a fitness director for the Joplin Family Y. She and her husband reside in Carthage, Missouri. Sherry Brown Huffle, class of 1990, holds the record in the javelin with a throw of 117 feet 1 inch. She attended Independence Community College and graduated from Emporia State University with a BS in Secondary Education and is currently a substitute teacher. She and her husband reside in Wetmore. Kevin Lawrence, class of 1987, holds the record in the 1,600 meter relay with a time of 3:23.6. He attended Kansas State University and is employed at Lafarge Corporation. He and his wife have 1 son and reside in Fredonia. Troy Martin, class of 1984, holds the record in the 3,200 meter relay with a time of 8:16.3. He graduated from Wichita State University with a BBA. He has attained a CPA and CMA. He is employed by Koch Industries as the manager of financial reporting. He resides in Houston, Texas. Jeanette Mellon, class of 1978, holds the record in the 1600-meter relay with a time of 4:12.6. She graduated from Emporia State University with a BSc in Business and Teaching and is employed by the USD 484 School District. She resides in Fredonia. Sheriff Smith Mellon, class of 1982, holds the record in the 800-meter run with a time of 2:27.4. She graduated from Washburn University and is employed as a 6th grade science teacher. She and her husband have 3 children and reside in Clearwater. Gail Munger, class of 1970, holds the record in the shot put with a throw of 62 feet 5.5 inches. The University of Arkansas and Southwest Baptist Theological Seminary, and is currently an insurance agent. He and his wife have 2 daughters and reside in Fort Worth, Texas. Tony Ogle, class of 1991, holds the record in the 400-meter relay with a time of 43.2. He attended Neosho Community College and is currently in the U.S. Army 48 EOD. He and his wife have 2 children and reside in Fort Carson, Colorado. Stephanie Powell, class of 1989, holds the record in the 200-meter dash with a time of 25.6. She graduated from Pittsburgh State University with a BBA in accounting and is employed as a financial rep for American General Finance. She has 1 child and resides in Manhattan. Maria Rediger, class of 1993, holds the record in the 3,200-meter relay with a time of 10:31.81. She is currently attending Baker University, majoring in elementary education. Harry Martin Rulin, class of 1980, holds the record in the 1,600-meter run with a time of 5:37.6. She graduated from Wichita State University with a BS in physical education and is currently working on her master's at Wichita State University in exercise physiology and is employed as an elementary physical education teacher. She and her husband have 3 children and reside in Wichita. Liz Bambick Sharp, class of 1977, holds the record in the 1,600-meter relay with a time of 4:12.6. She graduated from Kansas State University with a BS in Business Administration and is employed as office manager at G&L Sales. She and her husband have 3 children and reside in Fredonia. Heather Sims, class of 1993, holds the record in the 3,200-meter relay with a time of 10:31.81. She is currently attending the University of Kansas, majoring in physical therapy. Roger Smith, class of 1987, is the record holder in the 1,600-meter relay, set in 1986, time of 3:23.6. He is employed at Koch Industries and resides in Wichita. Kyle Stuckey, class of 1995, holds the school record in the triple jump with a jump of 41 feet 11.5 inches. He is currently a senior at Fredonia High School. Robert Taylor, class of 1975, holds the record in the javelin with a throw of 196 feet 4 inches. He graduated from Emporia State University and is employed as a driver salesman for Consolidated Freightway. He and his wife have 4 children and reside in Liberty, Missouri. Brandon Tyndall, class of 1997, holds the record in the high jump with a jump of 6 feet 5 inches. He is currently a sophomore at Fredonia High School. Joseph Wheaton, class of 1970, holds the record in the 100-meter dash at 10.8 and the 400-meter dash at 49 flat. He is deceased and is represented tonight by his daughter Shauna, a sophomore at Fredonia High School. Mary Willard, class of 1978, holds the record in the discus with a throw of 115 feet 3 inches. She graduated from Baker University with a BS in computer science and mathematics and is employed as a microcomputer technology analyst at Boeing Computer Service. She resides in Wichita. And Marilyn Bloodworth Wolf, class of 1977, holds the record in the 400-meter dash, 60.6, 400-meter relay, 49.8, and the 1600-meter relay 412.6. She graduated from Wichita State University with a BBA in accounting and is employed as the Director of Financial Services for Rent-A-Center, Inc. She and her husband have 2 children and reside in Andover. Let's show our appreciation to all of these current record holders. Thank all of you for making the effort to be here tonight. Those that are here tonight include Dwayne Holmes, who coached from 1976 to 1989 with the boys. Mike Castile, who coached 1990-1991 with the boys. Pope, who has coached the boys since 1994 and the girls since 1993. And Marilyn Graham, who coached the girls from 1973 to 1992. Let's show their appreciation. Janelle, a native of Fredonia, along with her husband and 3 sons, resides in Parsons, Kansas, where she is a first-grade teacher. Janelle came along before Title IX required women's athletics, and Fredonia did not have a women's track program. She spent many hours on the Fredonia High School track training and running on her own with very impressive results. As a high school junior, she was a member of the Pan American team, and as a senior, still working out on her own here in Fredonia, she became a member of the United States Olympic team at the Tokyo Olympics in Japan, where she ran the 400 meters in an American record time of 54.5. In the spring of 1965, she traveled to Europe, where in London she set a world indoor record in the 600-yard run with a time of 1:25.2. And a week later in Munich, Germany, she set a world indoor record in the 400 meters with a time of 54 flat. Following those accomplishments, Janelle's picture graced the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine on May 10, 1965. In the fall of that year, she was a member of the State Department's Goodwill Tour that went to South America, and while there, she ran the 400 meters in 52.3, missing the world record by 0.2 of a second. Janelle is joined on the field by Mike Fulgham, who resides in rural Fredonia with his wife. Mike is a 4th-grade teacher in Neeltje, Kansas. As a young boy of 9 or 10, he attended the Fredonia Relays and was inspired by the performance of Alan Eschball, who set the current and still existing school record in the mile in 1951. From that point on, Mike worked toward being a distance runner. Although he specialized in the mile, as a junior, in order to help out with his team, he ran the 880 and set a league record at 2:45. In the state meet his junior year, he ran the mile and finished 3rd in 4:32.1. Although he was a sure bet to challenge for the school record in the mile his senior year, illness prevented that from happening. Following high school graduation, Mike went to Coffeyville Junior College, where his coach was Steve Pryor's son, Dean. While a freshman at Coffeyville JUCO, he ran the mile in 4:18.7 and the 2 mile in 9:49 on both the mile and the 2 mile. As a sophomore running cross country at the National Championships in Jackson, Michigan, again for Coffeyville JUCO, he won the 3 mile race and broke the national course record by 50.4 seconds. From Coffeyville, Mike went on to Kansas University. During the Kansas Relays in April of 1962, he led off the KU 4-mile relay team with a 4:13 flat mile, and the team won the race, setting the KU Relays record. Their overall time of 16:51 was the second fastest time run in the world that year. The accomplishments of these 2 native Fredonians are evidence of what can be accomplished by hard work and perseverance, and between them they have left a legacy which should be an inspiration to all. It is that spirit that this community strives to keep alive with the Fredonia Relays tradition and by supporting this new track facility. Thank you very much, both of you, for being here tonight, for giving us an opportunity to relive the things that you were able to accomplish. Special guests are 2 local men who were members of the Fredonia High School track team at the time of the original dedication of the stadium and athletic field in 1939. Please welcome Paul Maxwell and Dr. Charles Hughes. We have asked these men to hold the finish line tape for the special relay race coming up. And now the senior members of this year's track team will run a symbolic 400-meter relay as the first official relay on the new track. Our starter is Dick Adamson from Girard. He has been acting as the Fredonia relay starter for the past 22 years. We really appreciate his contribution to these relays over the years. You can set them off when they're ready, Dick. As the finish tape is broken, let's hear once again for all who've had a part in the Fredonia Track tradition for all these years. We thank all of you for your support.